So this video is going to show you how to assess the suitable length of the extension for the client, and there's several areas that I'm looking for in the lash line to see what lengths I'm going to use. Now, my little rule of thumb is I never extend the length of the inner or the outer corner. So first of all, I'm going to pick up one of my shortest lashes, whether it's a 7 or an 8mm, to see how it looks against the inners. So I can see here that if I put my 8 in there, it actually kind of matches what this client's natural lashes are. So for this client, an 8mm is a good length for her inner corner because it's exactly the same length. There is a tinier lash just here in the inner corner. I don't think I'd want to put an extension on it, but if I did, I'd have to put a 7 on that so that I'm matching it. If I take that 8 out, I can place it on the outer corner and see again that the 8 actually matches the length of the lash, or the natural lash on the outer corner, so that I know that both of her inner and her outer corner lashes are going to hold an 8mm. Now, when it comes to length over the middle, I normally use a 1 to 2mm extension, so 1 to 2mm longer than her natural lash if I want to give her a natural look, and if that client wants a little bit more of a glam look, I'd add 3 to 4mm. Now, I rarely lash over a 12mm because anything longer than that tends to be too heavy and it tends to distort the face. So I've got 12mm here on my palette, so I'm just going to bring my 12mm in, and on most clients, over the middle of the eye or towards the outer corner here is where the longest lengths are in the lash line. So I'm just going to slot this extension into my client nice and close to the lash line and hold it like so. And I can now see that this is actually about 3 or 4mm longer than what her natural lash does. I don't really want to go any longer than that. So I know that actually this 12 is going to be a really good length for her. And actually you can see it better here with it coming up. You can see that it is about 3 to 4mm long. So I would know that this section through the middle here is going to be my 12mm, and I've got to get from 8mm up to 12, and from 12 maintaining along this area, graduating back down to 8. So such an easy way for me to be able to assess what length I need. If you're a little bit concerned what lengths will fit in here, just do exactly the same. Grab your lengths and see how they fit in amongst the lashes. So I've got an 11 there. I'm just sort of having a look at seeing what sort of length that is against her natural lashes. Again, bring my 9 in. So you can do this wherever you want your zones to be, just to check that you're not overextending, or the other way round, that your client's lash is actually longer than the extension that you're going to use. So for example, I had a client once called Gina, and her natural lashes in the inner corner were 11mm. And on most clients I like to use maybe an 8mm or a 9. And when I went to go and check my lengths, actually her lashes were an 11mm, so I had no choice but to use an 11mm in her inner corner, because if I'd have used an 8 or a 9, it would have been shorter than what her natural lashes had done and would have looked a little bit strange. So I always allow within reason those natural lashes to dictate to me what lengths I want to be using on that client for the set.